Hey, what's up? I'm Justin from Jay's Hardcore Fitness. Check me out on Facebook. In my weekly update number 4, I talked about haters, and I wanted to, go a little farther on that, talk more on that subject. One thing that I talked about, was that a lot of times haters just don't have a life, But there is haters who do have a life and who are successful, but for some reason they take joy in hating on people who are at a lower level than they are at that moment. Like, for example, if you go on my Facebook page, I posted some pictures on CrossFit one time, and there's this one picture. I was quite a bit smaller than then. I was about 170, but I was still ripped, like I am now. I was a little bit smaller, and for some reason I looked on there and there's a ton of bad comments. I don't even know why. People just said crap about me, how scrawny I was, how little I was, all this crap about me for some reason. And I looked at some of the people who said it, and some of them were like fitness people, and I'm like, what? Why would they be hating on somebody who's not on the same level as them yet, who's trying to get to that level? Like, for me personally, when I see somebody who's not on the same level I am, I love to encourage them, to lift them up, to try to get them to my level. I don't want them to stay lower than me so I can be better than them. Truthfully, when I see somebody who's not in as good a shape as I am, maybe needs to lose a little weight, maybe who needs to gain some muscle, I want them to get to my level. When they're at my level, then I'm going to be excited for them, and I'm going to try to get them higher. I'm going to try to build them up. I'm building myself up at the same time, so I have a head start of them, but I'm still trying to get them to the level I'm at. I don't want them to be lower than me. I want to give them all the advice I have so they can get to the same level I'm at. That's one thing I don't get, is like these people who would hate on me when I was smaller than I am now, told me that I was little and all this crap when I was really trying. I was trying to get bigger. Obviously I did. I put on a lot of muscle since then. But these people, for some reason, would say crap about me. I didn't even know why. I was just like, okay, you guys are on a higher level than me, okay. Well, coming from me, personally, I would want to see that person who's small get big. This person who's chubby to get lean. That's what I want to see that. I don't ever want somebody to be think of myself as, oh, I'm so much higher than them. I'm on this level and, they're on this level. I want people to come up to my level. I always want to help them and get them lifted up. I've seen people who, are not as good a shape as I am, aren't as buff as I am, posting pictures or asking me for advice, and instead of just being like, go eat a sandwich, kid, I'm like, hey, great job, you're doing really good, keep up the good work. Truthfully, that's going to push somebody to a higher level than, kid, go eat a sandwich, you're so skinny. For somebody who's already skinny, like, I was fat, then I dropped a lot of weight and became really skinny, and the reason I became so skinny was because I want to prove people wrong, that I wasn't fat, that I wasn't always going to be chubby and stuff like that. I'm ripped. People were telling me, you're not even ripped, all this crap. So I was just like, whatever, I'm going to get skinny, And so I got really skinny. It sucks being skinny. It sucks being fat, and it sucks being skinny. Because when you're fat, people tease you you're fat. When you're skinny, people tease you you're skinny. And when you're in good shape, people tell you you're obsessed. It's like a never-winning thing. That's why I always like to encourage people. I always like to be like, hey man, you're doing good, here's some tips, corrective, like, hey, like some people were like, hey man, like this one guy posted on my picture, hey, you're doing really great, your arms are really big, your chest is great, but, you could use a little work on your shoulders. And I was like, okay, that's just, a little bit. And then I looked at the guy's pictures, and he had some big shoulders. And I was like, yeah, man, I want to listen to this guy. Like, he's talking about how my traps, obviously you can see my chest is big, my arms are all big, but my traps are just naturally small. I work them just as much as anything else. But the guy was, encouraging me, hey, man, great job, you're looking really good, but you could use a little work on your shoulders. I didn't mind that at all. I liked it. I actually posted back on my picture like, hey man, thanks, I really appreciate it, you know. People just trying to help me out. But these people who, you know, aren't willing to help you but just put you down all the time, even though they've been on that level. Like, I thought, I was like, okay, nobody just starts out fitness and gets huge overnight, gets ripped overnight. It takes work, you know. There's people who are just naturally ripped, but usually they don't put more muscle very easy, you know. These people who are like ripped and big, why wouldn't you encourage somebody who's younger, who's starting out, to get to the level where you're at? That just doesn't make sense to me. You started out at a certain place, you know, why can't you encourage people to get to that place too? It just never made sense to me. I understand these haters who hate because they have nothing else to do, because they have no life, you know, the only thing they do is because they're jealous of you. But these people who are athletes, are like bodybuilders, and yet they're putting down other younger bodybuilders, it's like, come on, man, seriously. Like, seriously, man, I see somebody, like, there's somebody who's been working out for a month, you know, and I could have been like, oh, you need to work on this, but instead I was like, you know, he's done really good for a month, you know, I'm gonna encourage him, post on there, hey, good job, man, you're doing great for a month, you know, if you need any help, I'm here to help you. He messaged me back on Facebook, hey, thanks, man, started asking me questions, you know. I was just like, yeah, totally willing to help. Even my friends, you know, all my friends are like, whoa, you're huge, man, whoa, you're ripped, holy cow, I want to look like you. And instead of being like, yeah, you ain't gonna look like me, trust me, I'm like, hey, I'm totally willing to help you. One time I was hanging out with my friends, and they're like, man, you're huge, man, you're ripped, holy cow, you put on so much muscle, you know, how did you do that? And I was like telling them how I did it, and they're like, hey, can you send me a workout program? I sent out all my friends like workout programs, like each one a different one, you know. I took time to do that because I want to help them. And another time, this just guy I've never met ever just texted me, hey man, do you mind setting me up a workout program? Sure, I'll set you up a workout program, no problem. You know, I had no problem. This guy I never met in my entire life, I took 20 minutes to set him up a workout program when I could have just been like, go find your own workout program, dude. You know, I'm willing to help people, you know. If you guys are watching this video right now, if any of you guys need help with a workout program, you know, message me, I'll set you up one, you know. If you guys are looking to lose weight or gain muscle, you know, or lose weight and gain muscle, I'll totally set you up a workout program. So, if you are one of those people out there who hate on younger people, quit doing that. That's not cool, man. Seriously. You were at that level at one time. Seriously. Encourage them to get to your level. Check out my Facebook page, Jace Hardcore Fitness, and also my Twitter, Jace Hardcore Fitness. I post out each day what I'm doing, and also just different things I'm thinking about. So check that out. Also check out my other videos. In my weekly update number 4, I talk a little bit about this. This is more detail. So, see ya.